So, The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Africa episode 2 is out, and Dr. C is still running the show. Before we dive deeper into what happened this episode, my name is Voki. Welcome to On Screen Recommendations with Voki. I dedicated a full video to Dr. C and how annoying she is. And she keeps up the momentum still in the second episode. And I'm beginning to think, okay, maybe this might just be Dr. C's show because I'm waiting for the other ladies to come forward. But every other thing that's still going on in the show rotates around this woman. For episode 1, it ended in a cliffhanger. Somebody was walking into the villa and it turned out to be Zena. Zena is from the Real Housewives of Nairobi, Kenya, the same lady that Dr. C and her had an issue during their season. Now Dr. C has somebody here. When she stepped into the villa, Dr. C seems to be acting all brand new at the moment. She's just like, Dr. C is confusing everybody at this point. Are you feeling bad that what you said or what you did to Zena, or are you nonchalant about it? Because when Zena comes in, she goes ice cold. People are asking Zena, okay, did you call her a witch? Zena is saying, I don't know what people are talking about. Ask her, ask her. Dr. C was one that came for me first, and all of that. That when she in the season, that's now the Real Housewives of Nairobi, Kenya. Dr. C was one that was actually instigating, and Dr. C went ahead to bring the coffin. And Dr. C already said it before that this Zena called her a witch, and that word is very big to her because women have actually lost their lives just because someone accused them of witchcraft. So that's why Dr. C said she acted that way. But the wound is still very fresh to Zena. She even cried about it that Dr. C is implying that she had killed women before. It was just a lot. And believe you me, hands to my chest, I was bored. I wanted diversity. The drama is already going, so it didn't feel good. It does not mean the show is boring at all because I'm trying to pitch this show to you watching. If you're not watching, please join in the conversation because I need you to binge this show and share your opinions. If you're watching the show, if you're already watching the show, share your opinions in the comment section. Do you think that this episode was a bit all over the place because you just wanted them to move past this Dr. C and Zena matter? Because me, I wanted it to be over. When Zena and Annie went out on their own, they talked about Dr. C and Dr. C's matter. In the dining area, which was the opening scene for the show, we talked about Dr. C and Zena. Dr. C called the producer of the show to talk about she and Zena's issue. She was telling the producer, I see what you're doing here. Dr. C is just so bossy. And the producer is convincing Dr. C that, oh, okay, that's the entire point of the show for people to have fun, resolve any issue you have, and everything. So Dr. C is trying her best to be friendly with the other women. Still her show again in the area where they're waiting to move to the beach. They talked about she and Zena's matter. Again, we're at the beach. They talked about Zena and Dr. C's matter. Again, back for dinner, Dr. C and Zena's matter with a side of drama from the Durban ladies. But here, Dr. C kind of threw Miriam and Madam under the bus. In Nigeria, we'll call it aproko. She made them look like they were aproko. Like they had their nose in people's business and no one asked them to, even though they already took permission that, okay, Dr. C, would you like to resolve this issue, because it seems like it's a big issue for both you and Zena even cried about it, and Dr. C said, okay, you can go ahead, I'm open to uplifting women, I'm open to this, I'm open to that. And they get to the table and Dr. C said, oh, you cannot predict me. He's acting like, okay, I don't want to talk about this, but you agreed to talk about it a few hours or a few minutes ago. So that's what happened. And Zena just kept on saying, this woman, people should not even pay her any mind. And this kind of triggered Annie. Annie saying that Dr. C is such a manipulative person. And Dr. C is giving her flashbacks, like taking her to a time that she was in. She wants Zena to stand up for herself, speak up more. But for me, I don't see Zena as someone that is very shy or cannot stand up for herself. I think Zena can stand up for herself. I think Zena can take on any woman on that table. Basically, I think she has the capability to do that. But I think right now she's new to the group and she's just trying to really just observe, and she already knows this arch nemesis already. She already knows how Dr. C operates. Dr. C is just, I don't even know. She said she has extended an olive branch to Zena before in the past, but that was just all shade. Talking about her plastic surgery. You know, those topics are things that people talk about shadily. So, but Dr. C is saying, no, I like her plastic surgery. That's why I said it in her Women's Day message. But Annie wants Zena to speak up for herself and just really shut Dr. C down. But Zena, I think I even prefer Zena's approach to Dr. C, because Dr. C seems to just be grasping at straws at this point. And Zena is just chill and looking at her, making run around like a headless chicken. So I don't really support Annie for her outburst at the table. She left. She said, "Oh, Dr. C is very disrespectful, and she wants Zena to speak up for herself more." You cannot expect people to behave how you would behave. And I think that Zena is handling the issue very well. If she came to the show being very emotional, feeding onto Dr. C's negativity or Dr. C's shade, then that would have not been a good approach. But I think that Zena's approach to whatever is going on with she and Dr. C, it's perfect. Then on the side of the Durban ladies, there are just some certain issues there. And it came for the Real Housewives of Lagos, first of all. She said to Miriam that you are always ready to throw hands. Like, why are you all so violent? And Miriam was like, we are not like always throwing hands in the show. And if you ask me, yes, they're throwing of hands in Real Housewives of Lagos, but that's like three, five, four times, and they have 3 seasons. So when she said it, it came as a shock to me that okay, I understand that there's a stereotype of housewives always fighting, always being loud, always quarreling. Maybe that's what she's trying to come through. But I just think that pointing it out like that at the time, it had a bit insensitive and unnecessary. And I think it's going to cause more drama, because next thing she's saying, oh, she was disappointed in Angel, that Angel is throwing hands. Then what's her name? Jojo came in and also said, yes, that you were throwing hands and even hit me. But Angel is not even willing to apologize for that, because she said, okay, you should mind your business in the future, because I was actually targeting somebody else and you were in the way. That happens. My mom never fails to give this advice. When people are fighting, take yourself from the middle, like go to the corner, because people have actually lost their lives trying to separate people from being violent. Like step aside. Sometimes are not really your place. That's what Angel's trying to say, that okay, people are fighting, and sorry, you were collateral damage. But Jojo is still saying, oh, you have to try to validate my feelings at least. So that's where the episode ended. I hope that, and I pray. I know that Dr. C will always try to make things about her, but I hope that we get other stories from other side characters, because since Dr. C is the main character so far in the first 2 episodes, so I hope that we get to see other characters. I think Madame is pissed off at Dr. Not think. Madame is pissed off at Dr. C and how she handled the issue. She thinks Dr. C is disrespectful. Everybody thinks Dr. C is disrespectful. I think Dr. C is disrespectful. I think everybody has an issue with Dr. C. Let's start there. Then I'm curious to see what happens with the Durban ladies. I'm curious to see what happens with Miriam and Annie, because Annie is coming for Miriam, and Miriam sees herself as, oh, she's representing an entire country. Princess Jokoko doesn't even seem to be that person that's really just carrying that on her head, like, oh, I'm representing Nigeria, so I have to come correct. But Miriam always does that. Even when she was coming out when they were heading to the beach, she said, oh, Nigeria is here. She also said it in the first episode that if she doesn't dress well, her people back home are going to abuse her. So Miriam just feels that need to always just come correct, and Miriam will always defend her own. Watching her in the Real Housewives of Lagos, she will always defend her own. So I think that comment that Annie made at the table, it's going to come back for her in the coming episodes. And yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to the other or the side characters stepping forward. I want to see stories from them. Dr. C, she will snatch the spotlight anyway, anyhow she can. So let's just, she's going to be there too, but I want to see other people, their stories. That's basically my thoughts on the second episode of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Africa. If you enjoyed this video, that means you'll enjoy my other videos. I do commentaries about reality TV shows such as this. I also talk about movies that I love, and documentaries as well. So stick around, like, share, subscribe to my channel. My name is Boke. Goodbye.